What do we have here?
Getting the hatches prepped, cutting the holes, making sure they're even. If you take a look in here, you can see the mounting holes that I need to drill. Once that's all set, and because these hatches are beautiful and brand new, we don't want to damage them when we pull this boat out, so they are not getting installed yet. That is actually going to be one of the final things we do. Once everything's all painted and polished and looking good, then we can put our hatches in so we don't have to worry about them being damaged. In the meantime, we're gonna drill some holes, get them set, and then I'm gonna use PVC board to put over this area, and then I can drill from the back side into the PVC board to hold it into position, and we don't have to worry about deck leaks or anything like that for at least a while. You, my problem child, are getting marked.
I will say that it's really sad when you get your hands on an item like those beautiful flush Vetus hatches that we had just taken out, because it gives you a sense of the finished product of the boat. You can start to see it come together. It looks sleek and sexy, and you're like, okay, we've gotten to the point now that we're fitting the hatches, only to put them back in the box and store them away because you're not actually ready to fully permanently install them yet. And of course, because they are so beautiful, we don't want anything to happen to them. And within the two hull sides, we only have two different size hatches. The large ones here, which these also, same size, go into the aft berths back there. But what we've done is we fit the hatches in, marked all of the holes, got them drilled in, marked. Same thing for our midship hatches, the little guy here. Got all of those drilled in. Even though we'll probably just be sticking things like plywood over those spaces for now, because again, we still have to get the deck painted and we don't want any overspray on there. But it is nice to actually see the hatches fit into place where Matt made the molds, kind of give a feel to the deck, how it's gonna look. And it's just really sad that we can't keep them in right now, but kind of gives us hope, light at the end of the tunnel for when this is done. So we need 4 of the 20 by 20 and 2 of the smaller 13 by 13.
Yeah, 4 20 by 20, 2 13 by 13s. Hopefully that's right. So this is a 4-day-old blade in the track saw. It has been used to cut fiberglass, so it is now insanely dull. Unbelievable how fast these things dull out. This is a carbide tip, actually a fairly expensive blade, and just cutting through that glass has destroyed it. Awesome.
Try some shallow passes and see if that works.
I would use my regular circular saw, but that has a diamond blade in it, which is typically used for like cutting ceramic tile, but works really well for cutting fiberglass. So I have that, and then I have this, the track saw, which is the blade, again, has been used for fiberglass, so that is incredibly dull, even though it's only a couple of days old. I don't have a dedicated wood blade right now, and that is my problem. Luckily, these are just a temporary thing, and it does not need to be perfect. So I'm just going to cut it with a jigsaw.
Got one.
around the edges of all this plywood, I am going to put some the Total Boat epoxy, and probably a good 2 inches in around the lip as well. That way, in case any water does flow underneath this, it has a surface that's not going to ruin at least the plywood. Quick and easy though.
Once all the squares of plywood had their protective coat of epoxy on, it was time to prepare the molds for them to sit in. Having gone through each one with a wipe down of denatured alcohol, I placed down a strip of butyl tape, making sure to cover all the holes from where we drilled for the hatch placements.
Oh, I need better scissors.
Matt would use those existing holes to drill into the plywood from the bottom.
Doubling up our 3/4 inch plywood.
This way we're going to put shrink wrap over the top of this with the tape, so no water again should be coming into this area, but in case it does, we want it to be able to be higher and drain off the sides from the shrink wrap. But in case it does, we also want it to be able to go into the drains still.
Come out on the side there. That's gonna be the best feeling in the world when we can wash this.
Oh my gosh, just hosing this thing down and getting all of the paver base.
Yeah, which we've had for 3.5 years now.
Yep.
Time to take off the protective covering. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
There's gonna be
What
so
a
much to
mess.
fix.
I am so thankful that we are going to be painting this now.
Mm-hmm.
So we did double up the tape here just to make sure we get a good seal.
And make sure that it stays above the height of the deck to keep water from pooling down in there. It'll end on the tape, and then Matt will screw it in from the bottom. Stomp, stomp, stomp.
Stomp, stomp, stomp. Well, the goal with this project is to use all recycled things, items that we had lying around, and not have to actually purchase anything for this process. So we are using drywall screws that you may remember were used to hold in a lot of the bulkhead pieces previously. So they got nice little chunks of fiberglass in them, but they will serve their job.
Got a box of Dr. Shrinks here. Getting ready to shrink wrap the windows. We've kind of done one side, got the hang of it. Yeah, we taped down one side, and Alex was supposed to bring a torch. So we've been using our heat gun, which works, but it's very time consuming. So we're just gonna tape up the other side too. So yeah, we gotta cut off this extra here. We did port, and obviously you can tell the aft end hasn't been, but look at Matt's beautiful shrink wrapping there.
Look at how nice and taut that is.
That is.
Except for down there. Ignore that part.
Beautiful.
Haven't got it later.
Yeah, we haven't got that. Where the gun is, that's where we stopped.
And then if you look up there, you can see we did, this is 4-inch tape. Tried to keep it about half and half around there. Colby promised me it's going to stick and not be a problem, and we're not going to have rain leaking into our boat. But this is just more of a temporary thing until we can get it outside. Once we get it outside, then we can build more of a structure
around
over the
boat.
top of this whole boat. So this will be just a secondary protection then. Oh, yep, I need that.
Definitely need the
And
tape.
scissors. Thank you.
Scissors. The side has been wiped down with denatured alcohol to clean it.
Oh, I can't wait until we can actually clean off all this stuff.
I know. To start out, we're just taking a few little pieces of the tape and making sure that the line is correct because
it looks like whoever cut it was drunk.
Yeah. Well, and once we go down with the big roll too, we want to make sure that it's held into its proper place. Okay.
There really isn't a benefit of being more.
Next, you can put the tape.
Matt and Colby are going to start at the aft edge. And this was a 3-person job on the other side. I was helping out, but now someone needs to be the cameraman because with this amount of deck space, can't really have set the camera out to view what we're doing.
So we need our little helmet cam.
I know. This lip makes it so hard to hold the tape where we need it to be without it sticking beforehand. We've got Colby trying to just keep it upright.
Yeah, that's
I
nice.
just went through with a little block here, our 2-inch guide, and made a line to keep it 2 inches off the deck so that we know that we've got enough tape space here for it to adhere to both sides. So I'm just going to quickly cut that off now. The bottom line is much easier to keep straight because we're not dealing with those pesky edges up there.
Pull that back. Yeah, now that you say that.
Now that I say that. And again, normally I would be partaking this, but somebody needs to hold the camera.
Some of this off.
Right now Colby is going ahead. We haven't taped this edge yet just because it was a little wavy and wonky anyway, so he's actually just kind of shrinking it to get a more straight edge. And then we will apply the tape. But yeah, look how nice that works for just our nice little DeWalt heat gun. Stanley, sorry. Oh my gosh.
Wagner, you guys can't read.
Oh yeah, the tape.
Gonna shrink the edge.
Yeah,
I think we've got Colby for another 30 minutes before he needs to get back to his own projects, so I think we'll still take advantage of his knowledge having done this while we can.
He said it was fun for 5 minutes. I think it's kind of addictive.
And I can see it being addictive. I got a good...
What's that?
I've got a good audiobook, I'll just sit here and make my rounds around the boat. Heat gun, book, happy girl. One thing I learned yesterday as I was going through this is that you can, in fact, shrink it too far. Near this first large window here is the area where Colby had stopped and I took over, and there was a couple of wrinkles that I was working really hard to get out. You can actually kind of still see some near the top there, and I was so just laser focused on that I didn't realize it was shrinking too much, and you can see the tape right here just kind of bends down like that. Whoops. So right now we are debating on cutting out just that section and redoing it, or if we can kind of patch it up. So I'm gonna do the port side, which didn't get completed yesterday, and then we'll figure out what we want to do. Another thing we're hoping to do today is move the shed, which we have anchored down because of some of the wind and storms we've been getting here, and moving it to our spot in the workyard. So it is pretty much completely leveled out now, and Matt and Tucker have just come back with some pallets from the farmhouse that we should be able to put the shed on top of to keep water from draining and things like that. So now I just need to talk to Matt because I think we have to get the tent from there and go like all the way around the long way to get the shed right behind me here. Just gonna like show us your muscles or something.
Yeah, all right.
All right. Oh, you guys make it look easy. Whoop. There goes Matt. Hi, honey. That seems good.
Yeah, that's good.
Stop, Tucker. Alright, so let's just get it back and get it on the ground first. And then we can rotate it from the inside.
You have to go straight back though, right? This one.
Taking it now?
Not that far. A little bit back. There we go.
Took the help of 4 extra people around the marina, so thank you to Tucker, Jonas, Francis, and Andrew to help us get it here. Sitting on a couple of pavers right now, and I asked Matt if he was going to start moving stuff in there. I think that'll happen the next day or two. I'm about to hop in the car and go to the Home Depot to get pavers because we're gonna have to start getting this area ready for the catamaran, and because our videos are in real time, gonna cut out right now, so next week hopefully the boat will be coming out, but at least you'll see us starting to prep this area here, doing everything we can, and depending on the weather, we'll be out in the fresh air next week.